not the normal style that I would usually make these videos, but of course, 1 second, let me go ahead and get the timer on. We're not going to do this walk anymore. Is there any way that I can just delete this walk? There's a walk from earlier. Well, I guess we'll finish this one. Let me go ahead and call it something. I'll say rainy walk. Save workout. Okay. Gonna go here.
Start workout.
Alright, so first of all, let me say, like I said, this is not normally how I would make my videos, but it was raining today. And let me explain a couple things, right? The most important thing is remaining consistent. So in the face of challenges, we persevere. The enlightened walker does not stop because of a little bit of rain. And so what I did instead is, fortunately, when I first got my GoPro, my brother bought me a waterproof enclosure, which actually this is the first time I've ever used because I hadn't done any underwater sort of filming and I never really walked when it rained. But now, in this third time that I'm attempting to do this walking challenge, I am going to persevere, and I encourage everyone watching to also do the same. If it's raining a little bit, or if it's raining hard, obviously if there's a storm outside, I think you can probably skip a day. But, you know, I have a couple ponchos in my house that I can use. I'm not wearing one now, but I would if it was any worse. I'm just wearing a normal sweater. Anyway, I'm using the waterproof enclosure, and I'm trying to talk a little bit louder because I didn't actually bring my microphone out. Because I'm going to be walking for a half an hour, and it feels like this rain is intermittent. I don't want to be out here using my mic, and all of a sudden it starts to rain, and then I have to stop using my mic anyway. So that's why the audio might sound a little weird. I'm using the GoPro internal mic, so apologies for the audio degradation. Give me a second to let these cars pass by here. It's quite a lot of traffic at this time. So yeah, it's a nighttime video. It's a nighttime video for fall walk number 9, I believe. I believe this is the 9th walk. So you can go ahead and put your phone in your pocket. Just listen to me walk. I'll tell you how long we're walking, how many calories we've burned, and I'll give you the cues when you can stop. So take the time to focus on your walk, enjoy a nice stroll around wherever you live, and hopefully the audio won't be so annoying. I also don't know how the internal microphone of the GoPro does with wind. So the GoPro has a couple of different attachments. Again, this is the waterproof enclosure, but there's also the media mod, which is what I use to be able to connect my microphone when it's sunny or when it's not raining, but I can't also use the media mod with the waterproof enclosure. The media mod adds a slightly better microphone, and it also comes with support for a wind muff. So again, I'm not able to use these tools, but it's important that we're consistent and we still get the walk. I still wanted to get the video out there, and hopefully at least some of you may all benefit from the workout videos I have at the end of this walking video. So we'll do our 30-minute walk and we'll have a good time. I'm once again excited to make some burgers, which I will talk about in my workout videos once I'm done. The reason I know I'm going to talk about it in my workout video is because today, so let's sort of rewind a little bit. Well, actually, I've already talked about this in my workout videos, but let's just say that it was raining earlier, so I did my workout videos first in hopes that I'd be able to walk while it was still light out. But the rain got the best of me, and I wasn't able to do so, and that's why we're coming out a little bit later today. Hopefully everyone had a great start to the week. Just to remind everyone, tomorrow we will be starting our Couch to 5K routine. So something I did today for the channel, I'm thinking of new ideas, different things that I can do, some good content that I hope people will enjoy and respond well to. All the existing videos now will be part of a new playlist called Walking and Fitness. So this playlist will just contain all the different walking videos that we do daily. That will never stop. and any of these small workout videos that we do at the end of the walking videos. And then I may do a playlist for just general mobility. I have some ideas for some beginner stretching routines that you all can add to your walks or runs to help you, especially for beginners. And again, I do consider myself a beginner, so as I'm making this content, as I'm recording all this, you are all along on this journey with me. I'm as much of a beginner as you, the person watching the video, and together we will become intermediate and then advanced. So in the Couch to 5K, these stretching videos that I'll create are for the person that's in the same stage as me. So I'm looking forward to creating some stretching videos, and then I was also thinking about creating like a tech playlist, and the tech playlist will contain things like, you know, my GoPro setup, the type of microphone I use, the video editing software I use, what are the sorts of things I consider when I'm making one of these videos, how I'm attempting to continue growing myself in this regard. So a lot of cool ideas I have, very excited to push them out. And like I said, this is all about starting a community and getting people involved with physical fitness, whether it be a couple of minutes of walking a day or many minutes of walking a day. I actually want to talk about a Reddit thread. So today I went on Reddit, and of course there's a subreddit for nearly anything, and I asked a question on the r/walking subreddit. My question was, what stats are most important to you as a walker? So I say, hello, new member of the community here. When you're walking and recording your stats, which metrics are you most interested in? The amount of steps taken, the amount of calories burned, the distance traveled, a combination of all three. And in a similar vein, if you had to convince someone to begin a routine, which metric would you use? Example, you can burn X amount of calories a week if you walk 30 minutes a day. Thank you, I love to walk, and I aim to do at least 30 minutes daily. And I got a plethora of answers, very exciting answers. Before I dive into all the different answers, I want to say that it looks like most people care about the steps taken. And I think my theory is, you know, nowadays it's very popular to do the 10,000 steps a day. That's a very popular thing. I think it's just very easy for people to digest the amount of steps taken. If you tell a random person that they can burn 200 or 300 calories, they might not understand really what that means, you know? I mean, they might know that it's good for them. Of course, I mean, I think most people would agree that if you are able to burn some amount of calories, then it's probably a good thing for you. It's good for overall fitness. I also think if you tell someone the distance traveled, you know, yesterday, or actually, let's see, when I did my hour walk, can I go to previous workouts? I'm not sure I can go to previous workouts, but you know what I can do? I can go on my channel and I can look at the stats that I posted yesterday. So let's go to view channel, fall walk. So in an hour, we did 3.3 miles, right? If you tell someone that, like 3.3 miles, you know, it takes me an hour, I wouldn't say it was an intense walk, but it was very hot. And I need to make sure I stay hydrated. But if you tell people, oh, you can walk 3 miles, 4 miles in a 30-minute or 1 hour walk, they might hear that and they might even get discouraged, because in their head, they might be thinking, man, 4 miles is a long time. Like, that's going to take me forever in a day to do, you know? But I think if you explain someone, or if you tell someone the steps, I think that's a more easily digestible figure. And you can say, hey, if you walk 30 minutes a day, you can accomplish X amount of steps. And to them, that sounds like, hey, that's doable. That sounds cool. I wanna do that many steps a day. And so they'll be more likely to actually do the workout or do the walking routine. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go through some of the answers. I guess we can go through some of the top ones here. So, Long Distance Walker 04 says, for me, stats are irrelevant. They used to rule my life. Now I base everything on how I feel. If I want to walk far, which is most days, I do it. If not, then it's more of a rest day. I walk between 40 to 60 a week, like religion. Like the sun sets and rises, I will continue to walk. And I love this answer because it's sort of what I preach here on this channel. Consistency is key. No matter what happens, I will continue to walk. Even like a day today, let this be a testament to what we're doing on this channel. For anyone that's joining me here, you know, we're going to push ourselves and walk even when maybe the weather is not the greatest condition. Maybe at night when everything's dark and, maybe a lot of people are at home relaxing, we're out here walking and getting the work done. If y'all remember a couple days ago, I talked about that challenge, 75 hard, and one of the bullet points was about working out. I think it was 2 45-minute sessions a day, and one of them needs to be outside regardless of the weather. So that's kind of exactly what we're doing here. So if you're following with me today, pat yourself on the back, you're doing great. Let's go to the next answer here. This guy is called Beeswax999, and they say, I keep track of steps and mileage, but for me it is really about getting outside consistently, daily if at all possible. I am so fortunate to have a little patch of public woods about an 8-minute walk away from my house. I head up there, serious uphill walk to get me warmed up, and once I'm on the trail, I see how I feel, how much time I have, and what the conditions are, and based on all that, decide which trails I want to walk on. More or fewer hills, keep to the main trails if there are hunters, go out to the highest point to look over the neighborhood, whatever feels right to me at the time. I do use Map My Walk and look at time, distance, and sometimes elevation after I get home. If anyone mentioned calories to me, I'd be very insulted and much less likely to listen to anything they said. So another great answer, this person's going based off, subjective. How do they feel that day? And I think that's a good metric to go off of because, again, over time, some days you might feel amazing, some days you might feel really strong, some days you might feel a little weaker, a little tired. But maybe on the days you feel tired, you go out for 5 or 10 minutes. The days you feel really strong, you go out for an hour. Over time, all the walks will average into some amount of time. As long as you're consistent, you will always beat the person that, goes out once a week for an hour. Let's keep going here. I'll do like 3 more. All right, this person's called Juggernaut Far 8187. I try to walk 3 miles a day, 4 to 5 days a week. I take a low impact aerobics class twice a week for 40 minutes a session, and it's pretty challenging. Otherwise, I'd be walking 5 to 6 days a week. If I feel like walking longer, I do. If I don't, then I was fewer miles. I think they were trying to say that if they don't really feel like walking that much, they'll just do fewer miles, and that's it. There's not really anything else to it. Amy Macadamia says, for me, steps matter most because it easily includes overall activities like running errands, housework, roller skating, or just pacing around talking in the phone. The Job Squad. It's not much of a stat, but the first and non-negotiable thing I measure is consistency. 3.5 years of walking every day. The next thing I concentrate on recording is my route. I decided that I would walk every road and footpath in my particular region, 2 cities, 12 large towns, and God knows how many villages, hamlets, and country roads in between. Watching my map slowly get colored in was a great visualization of the distances traveled. So people are out there doing their walk, not really concerning themselves with the numbers, as that's something else I try to talk about here on the channel. As long as you're out there doing the walk, you'll see results. So I'm glad I was able to, I just asked that question this morning. I just wanted to get an idea of what people are really looking at. You may have noticed in yesterday's 1-hour video, I tried to include some of the stats of my walk, and it's something that I would like to continue doing. Because again, if these walks are supposed to serve as a template or a reference for new walkers, then I want to give them an idea of maybe what they can expect, right? Everyone's going to be different. They're going to have different paces, different calories burned, but here's a rough idea based on my walk and my build. I'm 160 pounds, 5'8". If you're anything like that or around that, here's what you can expect to do in a similar amount of time. So I hope all that information can help motivate people to go out and do what they gotta do. So far, it's been a great walk. As of right now, I could have brought my mic out, but that's exactly what I did when I tried to walk before, and I got rained on. So the thing is, with the chest mount, it's a little bit hard to disassemble the mic. So even if I brought it out and I had to quickly disassemble it, I feel like it's just annoying. If anything, I'd rather just use the water mount because I have it. And again, we need to persevere. I'm looking forward to a couple things. On Friday, There's a colleague of mine that will be leaving the company I currently work at. I'm not looking forward to that in particular. I would say what I'm looking forward to is the hangout that a couple of colleagues and myself are all going to be having, I guess, you know, in honor of his employment. And I say that because him and I worked very closely on a lot of projects, and was a great person to work with, and I think it'll be cool. Usually when other people in the past have left the company, people that I work with closely, we tend to have a little get-together party, a going-away party, and it's always a lot of fun. You know, we'll have some great pizza, some good drinks, some good laughs. And then next Wednesday, the Hunger Games prequel's coming out. Already bought tickets to that. It was actually full this weekend, and I think it'll be a nice way to start the Thanksgiving break. Wednesday, movie night, date night, watching a good movie. Currently going through the Hunger Games series with my girlfriend. We finished the last movie, not the last movie, finished the first movie last night, and now we're midway through the second movie. So we have 2.5 more to go. I believe there's 4, and then this prequel. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I love the movies. I really, really love the movies. When it's a good movie, I love the movies. Let's do a quick stat check, quick progress check here. So we are right now at 16 minutes, 79 calories burned. The pace is a little over 18.18. So let's see if we can actually pick it up for a little bit. I'll be quiet for this moment as I do a little more of a brisk walk. But I would encourage that, I would encourage you, if you're listening, to do the same. Walk briskly for a moment. My goal is to make it under that 18 minute a mile number. I'll let you know when I'm there, and then we'll see how long we can keep it dialed in for. So let's go ahead and start a brisk walk. I'll tell you one thing, I am walking briskly. I am right now at 17:24, so see how long you can keep under 18.4. Push yourself and walk fast. Get that heart rate up, use those muscles, and keep going. This, after all, is a workout. So let's get moving. All right, look at that, 16:38. This is quite brisk. It's like doing a HIIT workout for walking. A HIIT walk. A WIT. $15.55. Wow. Goes to show how, I really wasn't walking that quickly before. Although right now, I'm really, really pushing myself. It would be cool to try to do something like this for like the entirety of the walk.
18 minutes, 8 seconds total. Distance 1.0 miles. Average pace 18 minutes, 7 seconds per mile. Split pace 18 minutes, 7 seconds per mile.
Very nice. We just passed a mile. Still walking briskly. Like I said, I think it would be tough to maintain this for 30 minutes. But perhaps that's another goal. It's pretty cool. With walking, there's plenty of ways to do overloading, right? You can overload with rucking, adding weight to your back. You can overload with speed, really pushing yourself and getting maximum brisk walking, just like we're doing right now. So it looks like I'm sort of tapering off on 15 minutes and 15 seconds a minute per mile. I'm still going, because why not? We're out here to push ourselves and make great progress. I found, I think also on Reddit, you probably can tell I use Reddit a lot. I really enjoy using Reddit. There was let me see if I can find that. There's a cool, where did I see that? There's a cool walk that I just learned about. Oh, the Great Saunter. It's called the Great Saunter. It takes place in New York on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Holy crap. I think I just stepped on an animal that was already dead. Maybe. Okay. Great Saunter from New York. May the 4th be with you. It's on May 4th, 2024. It says 32 miles, 12 hours, 1 day. The Great Saunter, Shore Walker's epic urban hike, is a 32-mile physical and mental challenge that will let you see New York as you've never seen it before. Discover hidden parks, remote shorelines, and neighborhoods you rarely visit along the ever-changing perimeter of Manhattan. That sounds amazing. See, like, that's the type of content that I would like to strive to get to. You know, to me, that's sort of the prize. If I can continue doing this, which for me, it's really not an option, right? In my head, I'm not thinking like, oh man, I hope I get to walk every day. For me, it's just a matter of when, not a matter of if, right? I can just pick the date. I mean, I might as well just go on that date, May 24th. But to be fair, I think I'm actually going to be on a cruise during that weekend. Believe it or not, I actually plan out really far in advance. Mostly with the help of my girlfriend. She's very into that. We do a lot of that planning way ahead of time. But that sounds like a really, really fun thing to do. And I'm sure that in other parts of the world, I can do something similar. It doesn't have to be in New York. It can even be international, right? Okay, let's check my pace again because I'm not walking as fast as I was, but I think that initial boost is keeping me, you know, at a good pace. Like now, I'm at 16 minutes, 52 seconds a mile, but now it feels easier. You know, it feels easier because I spent, you know, a minute or two doing 15, which was pretty fast, and now slowing down feels a lot easier. When I was initially going from 18 to 15, it felt hard, but then you get used to the hard thing, and then it becomes easy. So, pretty cool. So the fact that I have 8 minutes left, let's put into perspective how fast I was able to do this little loop in my neighborhood. So I usually, like, I just finished one lap of the small loop is what I say. Typically, when I walk for half an hour, I get to this point with about, I don't know, 7 minutes left, maybe 6 minutes and 30 seconds. But now I got there closer to like 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So definitely an improvement in speed. Pretty cool. You'll notice the more you walk, you know, if you go on the same path every day, you'll be able to see, or you'll know sort of like the milestones for your path, right? That first week, second week, you might say, oh, hey, like I used to get here at 15 minutes. Now I get here at 20 minutes. You know, I did it much faster. Very, very fun to see that type of progress. I guess the added benefit of having come out when it's raining too is that I'm wearing a sweater. I just wanted to, it's just annoying to feel the raindrops on my skin. So I am definitely getting a nice sweat. It's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about tomorrow, right? So Couch to 5K, that's gonna be its own playlist. Walking videos don't stop, so if you don't care about Couch to 5K, or you just don't feel like you're ready for it yet, then you just don't have to watch the videos, right? But like I've said already a couple times, if I were to only focus on Couch to 5K, then I'd be losing a part of my audience that relies on the daily walk. And I don't want to do that. I want to give options to as many people as I can. So I'll probably be doing the Couch to 5K videos early in the morning. I plan on waking up earlier than normal. Typically now I wake up anytime from 7:30 to 8 in the morning. Now I'll probably wake up like at 7. I think I could wake up at 7, do the Couch to 5K video, you know, go home, eat, take a shower, go to work, then go to the gym, do the 30-minute daily walk, and then, you know, just pretty much do that. And like I said, to me, this is sort of my own 75 hard because it's going to be hard, right? I have never walked or run that early in the morning. But this is my version of 75 hard. Maybe we can make this a thing, you know? This is the walking challenge, where you run and you walk and you go to the gym. So do things that make you uncomfortable and get out there. When I first started this series, I used to be scared of talking to myself with this GoPro on my chest, and now I've been doing it with no problems. And if you've watched the video, I know it's probably pretty dark, but maybe the video has captured a little bit. You know, there's people around me, there's people driving, there's people walking around, and they probably hear me, but I have developed a little more confidence and, you know, just sort of not caring really and doing my own thing. A very nice added benefit of these walks. I actually did find a 5K coming soon. Now, realistically, let's actually do a little bit of planning here. Okay, I'm gonna open up my calendar app. Let's say I'm starting this week. So in 6 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh crap. Okay, let's do that over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the week of December 18th, I'm actually on vacation that week. So what I could do, I could look for a 5K race on the week of Christmas, so the week of, you know, the 25th, starting on the 25th, or I can do it right in the new year. I mean, man, that's kind of cool. Like, it's 7 weeks until the new year, which is insane. But I feel like that's almost kind of a sign. Like, you start the new year off doing a 5K, that'd be pretty epic. So at some point during that time, I can hopefully find a 5K race and do it. That's really the goal. And the goal for that first one is it's not really to win. It's mostly about showing up and going out there. You know, if I can get up in the morning, drive to the location where the 5K is, do the 5K, no matter how fast or slow I am, and leave and make a video about it and have a great time, that for me is a massive accomplishment, right? That's huge. That's huge. So those are the little goals I'm setting for myself, and you all should do the same. Maybe your goal for the rest of the year is just to watch some amount of these videos that I'm doing and follow along with me. Now, let's also talk a little bit about, so we have this week, Couch to 5K. What's going to happen next week? I'm going to be visiting my girlfriend's family. So there will be, let me see, so next Wednesday I can make a video. Next Thursday I can make a video. Next Friday, I don't know yet. I don't know if I'll be able to make a video. I'm going to try. I mean, I can make a video. It's just a matter of, am I going to have, as long as I can install the video editing software on my laptop, I may be able to upload it while I'm out. But it's going to be a little harder because I'm not going to be at home. So, you know, that will also be a test. But maybe that in and of itself is part of the challenge. Can I still record and upload videos even when I'm not home? How mobile can I become? I guess that's really the trick. So just a heads up, there may be a day or two without any videos, but don't worry, I will upload them. For example, let's say I didn't upload on Saturday and Sunday. What would happen on Monday is I would upload 3 videos. The one that I made on Saturday, the one I made on Sunday, and the one that I made on that Monday. So, as long as you're watching in the future, you'll always have a video every single day to watch. Alright, so we're approaching our last minute. Let me give you a quick progress check. So we're at 29 minutes and 10 seconds. We've walked 1.65 miles. Our pace is currently 17 minutes and 54 minutes a mile. And we've burned 153 calories. I'll be putting all the stats on the YouTube channel. So again, you can use as a frame of reference Some days will be better than others. And you know what? I need to track. Like, I'm down to share my walk, but I don't want to share the location, right? I mean, that's a big thing nowadays, and that's just how the world works. Maybe I'll see if Map My Walk has a way to share just the stats. I mean, that'd be cool. If that doesn't already exist, then developers of Map My Walk, if you're listening, that's a great feature for you to create. Anyway, we are done. We are past the 30-minute mark. So to keep things honest, I'm going to pause it here. Hold to finish. Let's call this, today is what date? Today is the 13th. So we're going to call this 11:13 walk. I'm going to save the workout. Hopefully this one saves. Okay, workout saved, workout synced. Awesome. That's very cool. So thank you everyone for joining. If you have walked with me since day one, we're now entering our second week of walking. So excited to continue on this journey with everyone. And with all that, hope you all have a great Monday, and I will see you all tomorrow for another hopefully dry and sunnier walk. Take it easy. All right, so today we're back in the home gym, and I'm going to be doing some bench press and probably going to do some dumbbell rows. And the reason I'm in the home gym today is because I went to the actual gym earlier. I went to my local commercial gym and I did a chest and back workout, but some of the machines were taken and I figured that I wanted to do a video like this anyway. So in the gym, I did sort of the incline machine, and then I also did single arm rows on the seated cable machine. And that was awesome. Actually, I saw a variation of one of the grips on a YouTube short and I tried it out and I loved it. I admittedly hadn't worked out my back in a long time, so I really need to get back in the groove of doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna start off with bench press. I'm probably just gonna try and do a couple sets of bench, and then I'll move on to do a couple sets of chin-ups. I think that'll be a nice variation. I haven't done chin-ups in a long time. Maybe neutral grip, try that out and just see where that leads us. So I'm actually doing this in reverse today. This video will still come after the walking video if you're watching it on YouTube, but I actually haven't walked yet because it's raining right now, and instead of me waiting around for the rain to stop, I might as well just get, set up and ready for the lift. Hopefully it stops raining before it gets too dark, else I'll still do the video, it'll just be a dark video. But again, I suspect most of you probably aren't watching the video while walking, but instead you're just listening to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let me just remove this easy bar curl I have here. I think, yeah, when we did this, it was for forearms, right? So lightly set that down. Now, I've already done chest at the gym, which is why I'm starting off with 45s already. I kind of just want to push myself and see, how good it can get. Last time I maxed out at 155. I think I did like a rep or two. Hopefully this time I can do maybe 3 reps. We'll see how I feel. Again, it just comes down to how I feel. I feel like I ate pretty good today. Had a solid breakfast, had a solid meal at work. And now actually for dinner, I'm gonna be making some smash burgers. I've been having smash burgers for the last 2 nights because on Saturday night was the dog party. So I did smash burgers for the dog party. Sunday night, we just had extra beef, so I just made more smash burgers. And tonight, we still have extra beef, so I'm just gonna make more smash burgers on the grill. It's so easy. I mean, I can make 4 smash burgers in like 4 minutes. So it's pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with this, and I'm excited because I feel strong, but I guess only time will tell, right? We'll see how many of these I can bust out, 135. Again, this for me is considered, I'm very happy if I can move this weight. And again, everyone has their own, everyone has their own bar of intensity. Everyone knows where they stand. As long as you're consistent, you're showing up at the gym and you're constantly pushing yourself and trying to do better, you will grow. Don't worry so much about what the rest of the world is doing. Just focus on yourself and you'll see progress. So I'll keep the mic here for now. Hopefully it won't interfere with the bar. But I guess, let's just get on with it. That's really all we can do, right? All right, so let's move this guy here, get this into position. Hopefully the mic, I know I talk about the mic a lot. I just don't want it to be rubbing up all over my neck here. I'll just be quiet. All right. Okay. Woo. Wow. That felt pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. 8 reps on 135. I felt like, I know I have the safeties, but it's still one of those things where as I was going up, I felt like this was probably it, so I'm gonna stop here. Let me see if I can just quickly, take a 10-second breather. Let me just bust out 10 more to try and make it 10 total for this set. But I'm very happy about that. For me, that's an improvement from last week's workout, so let's just jump right back into it. Woo! Bust out 2 more. Yep. Wow. So, how did I feel in this one? I made it to 10. I don't know. I think last week I got to maybe 5. Now, admittedly, by the time I got to this weight last week, I had already done, several sets. I did like the warm-up sets of 25, then went to 35, then 45. I hadn't started off on this weight already. The reason I'm just starting off now at this weight, like I mentioned, is because I already did a workout at the gym, so my muscles are sort of warmed up already. I don't really have to take the time to build up to it. Wow, that certainly felt very good. I felt strong. I was keeping my core tight, and as I was coming down, it was tough, but I felt stable. And I feel like after you've been lifting for a while, you get that sense of stability. I don't know if that makes any sense, but for everyone that's been lifting weights, hopefully you understand what I mean. Especially with the bench press, like probably if you're starting out, maybe you're wobbling around a little bit, your stabilizer muscles aren't really developed yet, but that felt really good. So I wonder, I think I'm just gonna put 20s on there, and maybe I'll go for 5. I'm gonna probably take a little bit more of a rest, but in the meantime, we can prep it up. This is exactly what I wanted, and it's one of the reasons I love having this gym at home, because I can just, I can go to the gym, maybe at the gym, things are taking long, there's a lot of people on all the machines I want to use, but I can always come back here and still bust out some exercises. The only thing I can't really do at my home is legs. I don't really have good machines. I mean, I could do dumbbell lunges, reverse lunges, or, goblet squat. Here I am saying I can't do anything, and then I just name like 3 exercises immediately. Or the, what's the other one, man, that you put 1 foot up in here? It's a really hard one that you put 1 foot up on the bench and go down. Barbarian split squat? Man, barbarian split squat? I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's hard. Okay, I have the 10-pound weight. I have it in my bag when I was doing rucking. So let me go and grab it. I'm gonna keep the mic on, and you guys are just gonna be listening to me walk into my room. So I had that bag all set up, and I had it set up with the 10 pounds inside of it, and it was for the rucking when I did it. I'm looking out the window, I see that it is still raining, although not as bad as it was a little earlier. So like I said, I'm hoping that I can get in a good walk. These microphones are not waterproof. I mean, the worst case, I do have a waterproof case for my GoPro, but I'll have to depend on the GoPro's internal mic, which, it's okay, but I invested in these mics, so I want to use them if I can. Anyway, let's get this 10-pound weight out of here. Just throw this guy over there. So, all right, let's load up this side. So man, I'm gonna go for 3 to 5. If I do 3, I'll be happy. if I can do 3 solid ones, you know when it's solid versus when you're trying. Like, you know when your form breaks down. You can feel it, right? It's not, doesn't, if you've been doing this for a while, like, let's just say that by the time you get to 135, if you're a newbie lifter, if you're a noob lifter, which I even consider myself a noob lifter, you probably have some sense of, you know, you can read your body, right? You know when your body's, you know, stable or not, so you don't want any sort of crazy form breakdown. So I'm gonna give myself a couple more minutes here to stretch and also relax. It's nice having this bar up here to just do a little bit of hanging. I wish it was a little bit higher because, you know, to do pull-ups, I have to bring my feet up, which, I mean, that's not really the end of the world, but in the gym with the really high pull-up bars, my feet never touch the floor, so I can get that full hang, and it feels nice. So yeah, 155. I mean, if we can finally start pushing it and really getting up to that weight that I want, then I think we're off to a good start and we'll have a solid, you know, solid chest pump. For me, it's consistency. As long as I do something every day, I'm happy. So, it's exciting. You know, it's very exciting to be in this position. Like, I'm gonna hit something new. This time I think, well, I'll just leave the mic there. Okay. Oh. See how this feels. Okay. My mic, bring it over here. You probably see Benji. Okay, here we go. Whew. Okay. Yep. That felt pretty heavy. That felt really heavy. I felt like, you know, I have the safety bars. I could fail. I can go all the way to the bottom and try to push it just a little bit and just, you know, come back down. But I knew that on the way up on that last rep, that was probably it for me. I really struggled midway. I'm glad that I was able to, you know, get over that hump and make it through. But, you know, it is what it is. And sometimes you get there and that's what you need. What I'm going to try and do is always, like, I don't know if I'm plateauing right now. I don't think I am, but I think as long as I'm always doing some of these weights, as long as I'm always trying to do 155 and not just staying on 135, then over time I'll get better. You know, it takes time. I realize that. So it's just what it is. And like I said last week, I don't do bench press as often as I should. If I did bench press more often, I'd probably increase the weight much faster. So that's something I'll start doing. So I think I kind of want to try and go for one more rep because I feel like, you know, I just did these two. Maybe they're sort of like feeler reps, but, you know, now I know what the weight feels like. Let me see if I can do one more good one with solid stability and form and just really drive it up there and push it. So I'm just going to go for it. Okay. Okay. Woo-wee. That feels good. I gotta tell you, that feels really good. Nothing like a bench press, because the chest is such a big muscle group, you know? So when you do the bench and you just get up from a bench press, you just feel like a king. Like, I can't really, I feel pretty good when I work out legs, but I don't think there's anything like a good old-fashioned chest day, you know? So what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna call it on the bench press for now. We did a couple reps. I'm happy with that, you know, 2 sets. Actually, did we even do, we only did 1 set with the 45s. We probably, let me do one more set with just 45s to round things out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna go and check to see if it's still raining outside. If it's still raining, then I'll come back here and do some neutral grip pull-ups. If it's not raining, I'll just go ahead and do my walk. So, let's see what this is, what this feels like here. Nice. That felt great. Should we just go right into it? might as well go into it and see how many I can do. I'm pretty, fatigued right now. I had a pretty good set at the gym. I think if I can, what's a good range for hypertrophy? Like 10 to 20 sets of each muscle group every week. I try to do a bro split Monday to Thursday. So, an example of that is it's one muscle group per day with the exception of chest and back. So you have like a shoulder on Monday, legs on Tuesday, which technically it's more than one muscle group. Then you'll have like your chest and back and arms, biceps and triceps. And then Friday, I'll pick one major exercise from each muscle group and hit it again. So I definitely will hit each muscle group twice a week. Try to do about 8 sets per muscle group every single time I'm in the gym. So I did, I think, 5 sets in the gym earlier. And I think we've done 2 here. So actually this last one will be my 8th set. And I'm happy with the intensity I gave today, All right. Okay, that felt good. Woo! Man, it's crazy. Like, obviously adding the 10 pounds on each side, that's 20 pounds you're adding extra. So you can only expect that when you take the 20 pounds off, it feels a lot lighter. But when you go from 155 to 135, this feels so much lighter as opposed to going from, 115 to 135. It makes sense. But, I only did 4 reps on this one, but it just felt good. I had a lot more control. So I'm gonna pause the video for now, and I'll either come back and do neutral grip pull-ups, and I'll let you guys know if I actually did the walk, or I'll just go do the walk. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so unfortunately it did rain. I went outside and attempted to do a walk, and literally 30 seconds in, I got rained on. So I had to finish the loop I was already on to make it back home. So I got a little bit wet, but nothing too crazy. So I'm back in the home gym, and we'll just resume with doing neutral grip pull-ups, see how many sets of those we can do. You can see I already removed the 45-pound plates from either side of the barbell. So let's go ahead and just remove that from the rack. Let's get that whole bench out of the way. And then this guy, like so. Just throw this back here in the corner. All right, that's one thing that's a little bit annoying here. It's just the room that I have. Like, it'd be really nice if I had sort of, the equal amount of room that I have on this side on all 4 sides. Let me just check the angle here, make sure everything's good. So I shouldn't hit the fan or anything, and hopefully we'll be able to get some nice sets in. I think for this one, I'm gonna do like what I used to do before. I'll just put the mic on the bench for a second. I'll do my sets, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit. So let's see how many we can do here. I'm hoping for at least 5, and then of course we'll do more if need be, or if we can. But let us go for it. Neutral grip pull-ups. Again, the point of the pull-ups is just to go in a very slow, controlled motion. I'm not trying to, do the infamous CrossFit type pull-ups where I'm swinging my whole body, try to get up that, the chin above the bar. But those felt really good, I won't lie. I mean, better than they normally have in the past. With these, what I like to try and do, and a lot of the advice that I've read online is when you sort of get ready for your pull-up, sort of engage your shoulder blades. So it's weird to do holding the mic at the same time. Let me see if we can get this settled in here. Apologies if you hear a lot of feedback, but I think it's called scapular retraction. It's one of the ways that you can progress to do a pull-up. But
I kind of like to hold myself in this position and sort of really engage those muscles. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm kind of pulling my shoulder blades back and down and really just engaging that. It's sort of almost like bracing yourself for any sort of heavy lift. So I try to keep that tight, and as I pull up, I'm not thinking about engaging my biceps or any other muscles. I'm really trying to focus on my lats, right? Obviously, the pull-up is primarily a lat-focused exercise. And with these, really what I'm trying to do, I almost think to myself, like the cue that I use is try to pull the bar to myself. Instead of me to the bar, I'm pulling the bar to myself. And right now I feel phenomenal. Even with that one set, my back really feels good. It feels great. So, do I do more neutral grip, or do you go for some classic chin-ups? I think I'm gonna do another set of neutral grip. And I'll do probably another 5 again. I think one thing I definitely need to get is a weight belt, at least for the home gym. Something that I can tie some of these plates to, because sometimes I try to put the dumbbell in between my legs, but it's just a little bit goofy. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure the mic's on. It just looks a little bit goofy, and it's frankly just hard to position and really progress with. So let's go ahead and do another set of these and just go for it. Okay, nice. That felt good, felt strong. It's nice and toasty in here. Definitely getting a good sweat. I definitely encourage everyone to do your pull-ups. Lat pull downs are really fun to do at the gym, but pull-ups, I think pull-ups are where it's at. I think I mentioned it in one video before, but I think that you can be really good at pull-ups, or rather, you can see people that are very good at lat pull downs, but that often does not translate to being good at pull-ups, whereas the opposite tends to be true. If you see someone busting out a couple reps of pull-ups, they're most often going to be able to also lift a heavy amount of weight on a lat pull down machine. It's pretty cool that works. And it's just awesome, like you see someone lifting some heavy weight at the lat pull down, you'll be like, man, that's sick. But you see someone do like a crazy amount of pull-ups on a pull-up bar, you just can't deny that it looks awesome. And you're gonna get that nice V-taper for sure. All right, let's see. I might just do another set of neutral again, but I will try to wedge, the 10-pound dumbbells in between my thighs, as weird as it looks, but hey, it's progressive overload. And I just realized something. You remember when I was doing the rucking, I got a book bag. I got a book bag, and I got plates, and I got time. And with those 3 things, you can do anything. So let's remove this. Let's get the 10 pounds. Let's put it right there. I'm gonna put this in the bag. Close it up. All right. That's the move right there. I'm excited. I've never tried that out before, but it should be a lot more natural than trying to put the 10-pound weight in between my thighs, especially since it's a flat plate. Like, if I had the dumbbell in there, that's gonna feel super weird on my back. But with the plates nice and flat, I'll just sit nice and flat against the small of my back. So, a couple seconds to continue catching my breath here. This is it almost feels like a cardio workout to me. Okay. We're going to now equip the book bag and hopefully just bust out a couple more of these neutral grip pull-ups. 10 pounds feels good. Again, I'm not sure how much this bag supports, and I don't really want to try. I don't want to be the one to figure that out because, it'll just rip right through the bag. And if I'm up there, can you imagine you're going up with 25 pounds and all the weight flies up? You're just going to shoot up probably. I think. I'm not entirely sure, but you probably will. So yeah, we're going to do a set of neutral grips with 10 pounds added to the bag, and we'll see how we do. Again, I encourage you to do something similar. I just thought about this. Thank God I had the bag right there. It just, like a light bulb over my head. All right, let's do a good set here. Now the thing is with this bag, okay, I thought it wouldn't be as comfortable as it is, but it is pretty comfortable. All right, be strong, tighten those shoulder blades, tighten that core, and let's really, really just, let's go for it. Okay. Okay. Woo. Wow, man, that felt good. Nothing like weighted pull-ups. I heard that weighted pull-ups and weighted dips apparently work wonders for your upper body. I mean, such a natural movement that doesn't require so much extra gear, right? Get yourself a little backpack. If you're starting out, so, okay, this is a thing, right? People are thinking, oh man, I can't do weighted pull-ups unless I got a 200-pound book bag that can support it. They're more concerned about what's gonna happen once they get to that. Whereas they can just pick up a random bag in their house and put 10 pounds in it, because most bags are probably gonna support 10 pounds. So work with what you got. When you get to the point that you can lift 100 pounds, then you get the new book bag, So it is what it is. You can't be worried about something that's gonna take so long to get to anyway. It's like saying, oh, I'm not gonna do weighted pull-ups because I need to buy a 200-pound bag, so I guess I'll just never do them. You can figure out ways to do them. You can be creative. All right, so I think I can do either, I guess, just a classic overhand pull-up, which I should, or chin-ups. I think I'm gonna go classic overhand. I always forget if it's supinated or just the words for it is just overhand, underhand. That's what I call it. I think it makes sense to most people, so, Let's see if we can do some classic pull-ups here. This is gonna be much harder. The neutral is easy. Well, it's easier, but it's also nice on the wrist. This one's okay. This is the one that can mess people up. And I think it probably has to do with maybe some form of flexibility issues. Like if my shoulder joint was much more flexible and I did some wrist movement more often, it might feel better, but let me see how many of these I can do. All right. Similar principle. I'm gonna really be strong, tighten my core, scapular retraction, I believe it's called. And then we'll just go and do a little bit of these pull-ups, Okay. Whew. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, wow. Well, there goes that. Those bad boys are really tough. But I feel like the number of reps I did on this make my back feel more pumped than if I did the same amount of reps in a lat pull down. At least currently. Maybe later on when I get to heavier weights in the lat pull down, I'll be able to really feel it on my back. But that felt really good. And I know overall it's more functional. It's good to hang. It's a good functional movement to be able to hang, and the grip strength required to be able to do a pull-up is very important to develop. So I'm very happy that I can at least do that. So I think we're gonna stop it here for the at-home workout portion. I'll go back out again and see if I can do a walk. Now, it's funny because there was like that 30-second clip I told you about that I'm like, oh, in the video, I'm like, oh my God, it's raining. I need to stop. I almost wanna keep that as like a little blooper or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, happy working out. Keep it up, be consistent. I'll see you guys in the walk. Or actually, I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm gonna put this part of the video at the end and the walk in the beginning. So see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.